Yeah, like when the game is closer balanced in skill levels, then it's a lot easier to talk about both sides. But I mean, like unless there's something like super like bad misplay, I mean, but it's always going to be the same stuff anyway. Your splits were really bad. The monster should have and could have doubled back because you guys were all down here, and he should have gone over here and then swooped back to see if anyone was up there. Because a lot of times they don't. The monster taking the same feeding route this time. I'd love to see the monster double back and actually go back here and see if he'd be able to juke past, which he might actually be doing. Because all the hunters are doing the exact same thing again. Nobody's staying over here to make sure he doesn't come up and out. This could actually be really, really... Oh, no, he's going to... Oh, he might be able to get out. They should be able to hear him now. The medic? Oh, no, no. Oh, he is going to get away. Yep. So, yeah, be very, very careful. He didn't get very much meat out of there, but he should be able to get a free evolution out of it by the time they realize what happened. Be extremely careful in these caves. If you know the monster went caves, you have to have people here and a couple of people there. Usually by the time the people are set up in their positions, you should have an idea if he's still in the caves or not, and where so. Or you can hold the planet scanner until you're in position and then scan and then go in and close in the trap. But yeah, just practice your feeding route just a little bit better, Devils. I should be able to go ahead and evolve without getting hit. Looks like that they might catch up to you. They might see you really shortly in just a moment. Yeah, and there is Trapper. Trapper probably pinged. Probably mentioned going beach. Pay attention to your surroundings. The Trapper's going to get you. Run! Beach. Oh, there goes the dome. Oh, really, really bad dome for the monster. It's not a bad dome. It should be a good dome for the hunters. We'll see what happens. Clearing out some of his buoys. Looks like he is focusing on the assault. Again, see, you're not... So Devils, you really need to kind of pick a target and stick with them. You're kind of, like, all over the place. So it looks like that you're trying to go after the support a bit. Man, that freaking lag. Holy crap. There is the orbital. Okay, so now go ahead and get out. Get out. You're not going to get... Either commit to get the strike or not. So you definitely can't waffle around. As a monster, you have to make quick decisions and you have to commit to them. Break line of sight. Good job. So that time you didn't lose as much health, but I don't know why you're going further in the beach. You should... like so after an engagement, he should have just gone straight over here. He was ready to evolve. I don't know why you're stopping to eat or even evolve down here. This is a huge misplay, Devils. I'm not sure what you're doing. Like, you're just giving the hunters time to stay up on with you. Which means that when you do evolve, they're going to be, like, right next to you. So as soon as the dome comes down, go to the other side of the map in the farthest distance possible. Yeah, and again, your targeting is all over the place. You went after the medic, and then you went after the assault. Really, really unusual. So just make sure you make a commitment and just stick with it. So now if he goes to the back of the cave, he should be able to evolve, and he might be able to get away with it without getting domed beforehand, but he will get domed coming out of the cave now. Again, you're okay. So one train of thought that I have is especially when the dome is off cooldown, you want to get as much distance as possible. You're going to absolutely get domed here, nothing about it. Whereas if you went down here, there's a good chance you might not have gotten domed because of a misplay that they might have. But right now you're not giving them the opportunity to do that. Okay, so going after support. Now just remember, Death Spiral does have a fairly limited range. And now you're going after the medic. See, you're bouncing around targets too much, Devils. You need to stay consistent. Pick one target and commit. Monster, at least you got the strike, so that's really good. But you need to pick a target and then commit and then stay on them. So taking a little bit more damage. Much better. So you got your strike on the Tech Sergeant Hank. So that means that whenever there's a dome, if you want the dome to come down faster, you go after Tech Sergeant Hank. Otherwise, you go after the other targets to spread strikes around to make their last engagement easier. Oh, they're right behind you. They're right behind you. Don't go for it. Don't go for it. It's not worth it. Especially that perk. The climb 60% faster is not really that important. But now they're going to catch up to you. And then they're going to probably be able to be a lot easier to dome you. So right now, I would just focus on getting as much food out of this corner so that when the dome does come down, you're that much closer to stage 3. Oh, and nope, they sucked you down. Yep. So you can get a little bit more meat, but you're also buying time to let them get back into the dome. Okay, so yeah, definitely practice on your combat. Play against bots in a dome to get the focus and then your combo abilities. It seems like that you're targeting them like a little wonky, so you're not getting the full effect of your abilities. Oh, again, barely get through. And there's a missed Banshee missile. Yeah, you have to be really, really careful. You're missing a lot of abilities. Okay, so the dome came down and you did escape, so that's really good. But if you had more energy because you're eating at the back of the cave, you might even be able to get to stage 3. But right now, chances are you're not going to be able to get to stage 3 without another dome, which probably means that you're not going to be able to win, but just because you're taking a little bit too much damage. Yeah, so again, remember when you disengage, you were engaged over here. You probably should have gone over here to eat. Instead of kind of going this weird kind of circle, it's just making it easier for them to keep up to you and doming you before you're ready for another engagement. Yeah, definitely focus on working on your abilities. You're missing a lot of your Banshee Mine, or Banshee Missiles, and your Lightning Strikes. And it's really hard. If you're not putting pressure on the Hunters, then they're able to just do lots of damage to you without having to worry.
Hunters win.
GG. Okay, so the biggest thing, Devils, is just mostly just getting a lot of practice. Definitely play against bots in the arena on a custom game. What I would do is I would start off at stage 3 with full armor, and then slowly work down until you can take out the hunters. At like stage 1 or 2, but you definitely want to get some more time into your abilities. I felt that a lot of times your Banshee Missiles or your Lightning Strikes were missing, and when you're not putting a lot of pressure on the Hunters, that means that they don't have to focus so much on surviving, which means they can focus more on doing damage, which is why you were taking a lot of damage. Also, whenever a dome comes down, try and pick the furthest distance and head in that direction. There were a lot of times when you'd make these weird like J shapes or like circles, and that just means that the Hunters are going to be even closer to you, which means it's much, much, much easier to dome you. So for instance, like if you were over on the beach and you got domed and you head all the way north to where the old relay is and start eating there, the dome will still have about 15-20 seconds by the time the Hunters catch up, in which case you can actually just go up and over the Hunters and head straight back down to the beach for more eating, and then they will have to dome you after that, which means you get several couple minutes worth of eating without any worry of getting domed. So always try and take the furthest distance possible, and then the big thing is make sure you're focusing a target. Pick a target and then commit, because there were a couple of times when you waffled about and chose different targets and things like that. Was that one or sorry, was that three games? I think that was 3. That was second. Okay, sorry, my head, I might have this head cold is kicking my butt. I might only have time for one more. We'll see, but I might just end up taking a nap in a little while. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do one more, and we'll go from there.